GM everyone. Welcome back to another GC Crypto episode. And as you can see today, we've got a special guest. We've got Spencer, and we'll dive into who Spencer is for maybe the people who don't know. But GMT Craig, how you going? And Spencer, welcome to the show.
GM everyone. GM Spencer, how are you, brother?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
Doing well, mate. Doing well. It's Friday here in Australia, so it's last day of the week. So it's always exciting on that day. So I love it.
Fantastic.
But we'll dive straight in. So, I mean, because of, and for everyone watching, so Spencer obviously recently acquired Moonbirds. So we'll obviously discuss NFTs. We'll discuss his story and everything going there. But I want to strip it right back to begin with. Spencer, I remember watching you on the Badogos show years ago for a long time. Like I've been part of that community since the Nifty portal, since the boys were on YouTube. So, and they first started. And yeah, I've been on the show myself a few times now. I love it. Those guys are some of the best builders and consistent people in this space. So that's where I really started to understand Spencer and who you were and how much you love NFTs, because that was always your conversation.
Yeah. I mean, appreciate you guys having me. And you know, those were the days we were grinding out. It was the bear market. Yeah. Everything was over. Banks were debanking us. There's Operation Choke Point. You know, we had FTX collapsing. I thought Pio was nuts for shilling just only have Bitcoin all the time, and that was boring, but he maybe was right. But long kind of time, and I think a lot of the people who know me from that era know that I have been very consistent with some of the same views over long periods of time. I think that's pretty important. So appreciate you having me on. Yeah,
you're welcome, man. We'll get stuck in. So when did you join crypto? What's your crypto story? How'd you get involved? Was it BTC or was it Ethereum?
Good question. No, it's so much more degenerate. I first bought crypto. I'm pretty sure my first crypto purchase was Memecoin back in the day. Exactly. So when Dogecoin came out, Dogecoin wasn't the biggest coin. It was a coin called Memecoin. There was a South Park episode that had come out back in the day about, is Kanye a gay fish? And the image of Kanye was put on a coin, and Kanye sued them, and it ended up going nowhere. But for a period of time, Memecoin was a really big deal. And this was not really for financial purposes. It was like for, just kind of my friends and I dicking around. It was like something you bought someone if you forgot to buy them a birthday present and you were headed to their party. Like, what do you buy them? Like some Memecoin, right? Had we been, we did buy a little bit of Dogecoin like in that era too, but had we been gifting exclusively Dogecoin instead of Memecoin, we'd probably be a lot wealthier now. I think it's like, 10,000% up since that or whatever. But really, like, NFTs got me like full-time into crypto. So I used to be, a buyer and seller of trading cards, did a lot of kind of tech startup stuff, investing on that side of things. And like, I was writing a bunch of checks, and I was, on Clubhouse, as many of us were during the pandemic, and went into a room and saw a bunch of people making monkey noises. And I think, there's a Cointelegraph article that came out today where I mentioned this, which was like, really, I was like, I'm investing in pre-seed startups, or these have like a 95% failure rate if we're being generous. Like a bunch of people care enough about this to make monkey sound, like hundreds of people in a Clubhouse room just making monkey sounds. Like, I don't know, like surely that must have a less than 95% failure rate, right? Yeah. And so, allocate capital. And what started as a very small part of my portfolio quickly became a pretty big part of it. And, what was helpful was a lot of the things that I learned in the trading card dealing world, like, were very applicable. Like, it turns out that like NFTs trade a lot more similarly to trading cards than they do to like stocks. And so when you're PvP against a lot of hedge fund people, which like, I think people don't realize how much that was involved in that cycle, was like all of these people at funds like were blocked from trading equities but could trade crypto. So when the NFT cycle happened, it was a lot of people at like, financial firms trading them. And so if you're trading against people that trade at financial firms and trade like it's a stock, but you're trading it like a collectible, like you have an arb there of understanding of the market. And so that was a lot of kind of how I got started in the space, was understanding that specific arb.
Yeah, very cool. Craig?
I mean, I don't know how accurate this is, Spencer. I had Grok looking up a bit of background. And am I right that you were a competitive fencer going back?
Yeah, I was. So I used to fence competitively. I used to do World Cups and Grand Prix for the US. Actually, I didn't go to college immediately after high school. I just bummed around and fenced, and like worked at a tech startup. And so, very big part of my life was sports. And very meaningful. I think like I used to play chess, and like fencing for me was just like chess, but I got to be not as fat as I was, and like that was cool. And so, chess taught me a lot. A lot of kind of my view on the world is from chess and fencing, like taught me a lot how I think about things. And then, it turns out like a lot of those life skills are applicable in other things.
What was your first NFT?
My first NFT that I bought was a Bored Ape. Because again, I was in a room, everyone was making monkey sounds. This is like, Bored Apes are like 2.8 ETH. I was like, I think they had just been airdropped, the dogs, and I was like, well, I guess I fucking missed it. Like, I don't know. Yeah. Like, I'll just like, I should have bought before these dogs. The dogs were good. Like, oh well, I guess I'll be the exit liquidity, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And the funny part about that is I then sold that Bored Ape a week later for 3.5 ETH, and I was like, I'm so good at trading.
Yeah.
Like, like, oh, like look at me, like I'm outperforming every hedge fund. Like, and then the apes ran to 150 ETH, and I ended up outperforming just holding the ape because I bought like artifact pre-qualified items and some other stuff, but like more or less I ended up like doing a lot of extra work and steps for what could have been much easier just if I just held that asset. And that really inspired a lot of my thinking of like, especially in crypto. I think it's generally true, but especially in crypto, and like everyone says this, and you just kind of have to experience that one time where like you have the winning play and you just trade it into like not stupid stuff, because like Onex ended up doing really well and all this other stuff, but like you ended up with the same outcome with just many more steps to just be like, all right, sometimes you just double down on the winners. And so that's for me, like the big pudgy trade that I did was like kind of around that, where I was like, all right, like I don't want to repeat this like Bored Ape mistake, which was like, I have the winning play. I just need to not fumble it. And like, to me, like that subsequent cycle was like, all right, I have the winning play. It is pudgy penguins. I need to buy the dips and not be afraid of them. Right. Like this is the learning there.
Yeah, and that's good. Like a lot of people in crypto don't learn from their mistakes or even their wins, right? Like you can have a win, you can have a loss, but people aren't growing their knowledge, their experience. And I think that's just it's a big lesson that people really need to learn fast. Let's speak on that pudgy trade. Now, obviously it was over 10 million profit, I believe is what I saw from that trade alone. Talk to us a little bit about the VC and that side of the things that you've done in the past.
Yeah, so when I was sort of first going full-time in crypto, right, like I was running a venture syndicate and doing venture investments, not in the crypto space. And so, did pretty well in crypto, ended up several $1,000% on my portfolio, cashed most of it out in December of 21. And then I went and raised a fund called Spencer Ventures that was backed by, a number of people, including the Pritzker Group. And, mostly institutional, family office, Web 2 people backing Spencer Ventures. Spencer Ventures became the vehicle that I traded out of, and made a lot of different trades, Pudgy being probably the most notable one. But we also, I was several of the top wallets on Blur ahead of the first airdrop. We did a lot of Blur farming, which ended up also being pretty profitable. Backed a couple of other, we were big backers of Memeland ahead of their token, which was quite good to us, despite the portion of that we held not being as good. But I still think that there's more life to that story. But just a couple of big things. A lot in the NFT space, actually many outside the NFT space too. Trump weekend was a really big weekend for us too, for Trump coin. We did a lot of that trades. I've talked a lot less publicly about some of the coin trades that we've done. I think there's not a reason to do that in most cases, but we've been doing the meme thing, all sorts of stuff, own a lot of dick butts. I don't know, there's a lot to say, right? But we do trade a lot of NFTs.
Yeah, because that was my understanding. It was more focused around NFTs because that's your experience, that's your knowledge. It comes particularly coming from the collectible POV. But it's interesting to hear that you did dabble in the coin space. And so are you still running that? Is that something that's still profitable, or is that something that's now on the back burner after the acquisition?
Yeah, I mean, Spencer Ventures still exists. Like, we're still probably the best performing liquid fund in crypto. Like, I don't want to say that with certainty, but we're definitely up there, right? I mean, like, a lot of what matters at the fund right now is like, our existing positions, less like new positions that we're taking. Like, we have the benefit of having deployed that fund during a bear market. And so like, a lot of that fund is like, all right, we have these positions with basically like zero cost basis. Like, what do we do with them now? Versus like, what is the next, like, what $1 billion token goes to 2 billion is like a lot less interesting to me, right? Like sometimes when stuff happens, like Trump weekend was like, all right, all the cash we have, we're just trading. Like, you just have to trade that weekend, right? And so like, you know, we're still active in that sense. We're cutting a couple of checks here and there, but like it's, you know, we're mostly deployed on those funds. And it's not at a stage of its life cycle where like the main thing is like scanning for new opportunities in the same way. And we're very lucky to have been in such a good position from the plays we made in the bear market that like we you know, it's not as, but like it's still very active. Like we still do a lot of stuff. We provide a lot of liquidity to things. We're maybe less public about a lot of the stuff that we're doing in it. But definitely we're doing a lot of trades there. And you know, our investors are pretty happy. Like so one of the things that's weird about how we structure our fund is we actually distribute net realized profits quarterly. And so like our fund investors actually have received back more than all of the money that they gave in already. And we still have lots of great positions. So like, you know, there's not as like I joke with them. I was like, all this shit can go to zero, but you can't go to zero because I've already given you money back.
Fair play.
It's not possible, you know?
I want to ask that, like, how do you go about picking the right play? Because that's generally probably one of the most important questions in crypto that 99% of people are still trying to work out.
I think that you have to have a couple of criteria that are important to you. And you have to understand your time horizons and your optimization principles and your constraints, right? Like, I think the number one thing is you have to think about macro, right? Like, basically all of crypto is some sort of form of macro swing trade at the end of the day, right? Things are like, it is not the bottom today. I think macro looks very positive. My current outlook is very positive, at least through the end of the year, like unless there's some sort of outside event. But like, I will say, like, there are periods of time where everything looks awful, and that's often the best time to buy. Meaning like, you know, yes, it was really important that we bought pudgy penguins and not another asset, but it was equally important that we bought them like right after the FTX collapse. It was equally important that we bought them from the 3AC liquidation, right? Like the timing of that matters a lot. And not every play you made in that era is good, but many of them are, right? And so timing matters a lot, and time horizons also matter a lot, right? Like pudgies went from 3 ETH to 7 ETH back to 3 ETH. Like, you know, and you just have to not sell, right? Is like you have to have some sort of conviction. Like one thing I see is a lot of people are just chasing, right? You can't chase every trade. You're just gonna get burnt out. And like crypto is a game with a lot of losing plays and a couple of good plays. And it is not about hitting every good play. If you hit every good play, it means that you're taking too many swings at the plate. Like you need to be doing fewer plays total, because it means that you're getting a ton of bad plays. It is more about every play that you make being a winner than it is about taking every winning trade, right? And so one thing that you also need to get really, really, really comfortable with in crypto is missing stuff, right? Like I have missed a lot of trades. Like I missed the hype trade 100%, right? That's annoying. I've gotten over it, right? And I'm not revenge trading everything that looks like it might be hype or hype itself, because, you know, I missed it. Like it just wasn't the trade that I made, right? Like you need to find conviction and feel like and conviction to me means if this goes down 50%, I'm going to just buy more, right? And you need to be in your head about that. And you need to be like willing to actually do that. And if you're not, you shouldn't hold it, right? I think another thing people will forget is like the decision to buy is actually the same decision as the decision to not sell. So if you wouldn't buy it, you should sell it. This is like an axiom of mine that like, I think most people like, it sounds simple, but like if you actually live by this, it's very valuable to you, right? If you wouldn't buy it, you should sell it. Is like a lot of people just don't think that way. And so, you know, that to me is like, you know, a strong opinions loosely held thing, right? Like you want to go do that. And then another thing that like, I think people like really under index on is like so much of what happens in crypto kind of happens behind the scenes or whatever. And like, you need to find when you're finding a project, which is your horse that you're kind of riding with, right? It's not just about like, what is this project? It's like, do I think the team behind this is plugged in the way they need to be to make it work? And also to identify the opportunities that are coming down the pipeline. Like that is a very, very meaningful attribute that is not like often discussed. Is like, are you actually in the room with the conversations that matter? and will see the thing that's about to happen and can position your company accordingly, right? Like when I, backed Luca for the first time in Pudgy, like he was like, we are absolutely not doing a fungible token, right? Like that was one of the first things he said to me. I was like, I think you should, but like, and ultimately like the best thing that Pudgy ever did was release a Solana meme coin. But if you had come to me, I mean, Solana was $8, right? Like if you come to me and be like, oh, Pudgy in 3 years release a Solana meme coin, you'd be like, that's like, I would never touch that investment, right? And FTX collapse, if someone said, but like what I backed was Luca and Luca's ability to pivot and understand the market. And like when he, was like, hey, we're gonna do a Solana meme coin, and it was, 2024 Q4, like this is a great idea. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, this is fantastic. So, these things like that's really what's important, is like identifying the opportunity, being willing to go for it, and having the resources and connections to actually get it done. Right.
Yeah, well said. I think that's fantastic for anyone who's listening. That's a great spiel about how to think about crypto and how to position yourself accordingly. Craig?
Yeah, I wanted to just ask, going off what you said about the conviction in holding your bags. Is there something, Spencer, you go through as far as you head and decide on a price that perhaps you'll cut the trade? Like as far as like, it's one thing to say, okay, I've got conviction in that trade. If it goes lower, I'll buy more. Is there any metrics you go by where you're like, perhaps I was wrong there? Is that something that's a number based, or is it something else that has to come into play, or it's not a number, it's something else?
Price doesn't invalidate my thesis, because my thesis was never price, right? Like that's important. Is like if your thesis is invalidated, then you can sell a position, right? But your thesis should never be price based, right? So like if my thesis is Luca is a great operator, right? The counter to that thesis is I watched Luca do something really, really stupid and not recover from it, right? And had I done that, right, then I would say, okay, now it's time to cut the trade. And I don't care where price is when he does that. But like actually, this is a thing, for my original, like I used to be the largest holder of oddities, right? And I cut the trade when they canceled Proof Conference, right? It wasn't anything to do with like, price or anything like that. It was just like, I back this. I think the operators will be good, and that's been invalidated, right? And so for me, it's like I've had assets that I have a thesis on that I see crash to nearly zero, but like I will just keep buying. Like I will own 5. Like to me, it's like there's a upper bound of the percentage of supply of a token or NFT that I'm willing to own, right? Like I don't think I own more than 5% of any project, except for probably Dick Butts. Season 4, but like that was a separate thing. Like I don't think I own more than like that. That's my upper bound, where like, even if it's a penny, I'm probably not going to own more than that of it. Right. But like, that is really the metric of like to me is like, all right, it can just sit in a wallet and, it's already zero. There's no reason to cut this trade. Like I have a thesis, the thesis hasn't been invalidated, whatever. Right. Like generally, if I would buy it at 2 ETH, I'd love to buy it at half an ETH.
Yeah.
Right. I'd buy 4 times as much.
But I think the important part about that is your entry, right? Like if your entry is better, that naturally helps you probably hold in those more bearish times, I suppose, as well, or the more questionable times when
doesn't matter.
Entry doesn't matter. Interesting play, yeah.
No, entry doesn't matter because the thesis was never price, right? Like like entry
exactly.
doesn't matter at all to whether I want to hold it or not. Like I've held positions I'm significantly underwater on, because I just don't care, right? Like if I have a token that I think is going to $1 billion and I buy it at $100 million and it goes $50 million, I still think it's going to $1 billion, right? That never changed that thesis, right? Unless something happened, and it's because like, and great, like my only regret at some points is like my allocation of my portfolio I wanted to put towards this token, I could have gotten more of it had I done it, at this
in a different
point, and maybe. And sometimes, it's like, all right, well, now I should just rebalance, right? Like that's the other thing is you can't be emotional about it, right? How much you put in, whenever you spend money on a token, that money's gone, right? So if you look at your portfolio and say, well, I put in 5% of my portfolio, now it's 2.5% of my portfolio because it went down. This should be 5% of my portfolio. Just put more money in, right? Like it doesn't matter that you at one point put 5% of your portfolio in, right? Like that is sunk cost. It's gone forever, right? That money was lit on fire the second you signed the transaction. Like if you want 5% of your portfolio to be in that and it goes down in price, buy more.
Yeah, very fair. What's the shortest time frame you have then when you're looking for opportunities or trades?
The shortest time frame I traded on was Libra. Because I just had this thesis. I was like, oh, these like really big kind of like not even celebrity, like global power meme coins, like will just progressively last shorter and shorter. Right. And so like Libra was like, oh man, like I think we held it for maybe like 5 minutes.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, like that was a thesis of like, I think this will continue to go up over a very short period of time. This is a thesis that is invalidated by price, right?
Yeah.
This will go up over a short period of time. As soon as it starts going down, it is no longer going up over a short period of time. I think we got in at like $2 billion. I think we clipped out at like 3 or 4, and then it rugged at 4.2.
Yeah.
Like it was like,
Because I remember, I think I was probably around the same entry, around 2 billion. And I was like, oh, is this what the third one? Because the African token was made, well, maybe it was before that one as well. The Central African token.
It was like Trump, Melania, like
Libra, then maybe the African one was after that, but they were all monumental events. And you're right, like as it's that classic that meme.
It's just everyone's rugging slightly faster than the prior, and like
very fair. Before we dive into Moonbirds, I do want to talk about one topic which some people have asked me, because I'm a massive TA guy. And on Eli's stream, which he's one of our co-streamers who jumps on once a week, you did mention that TA is horoscope for men, Spencer. So I was quite offended by that,
by this
because I have made a lot of money using simple TA and TA strategies. So I'd love to talk about that before we dive into Moonbirds.
What do you want to talk about?
Why?
I stand by everything I said.
I would like to understand why. So I very much, I understand that I take trades that are fundamental or thesis based, but I also take, as you just said before, price based trades as well. And technicals give me that invalidation level or the take profit sort of opportunities that I have on coins or on tokens that I do think go up over time. So I would like to understand, and it's fascinating because I know Mando and OSF are in the same capacity. They don't really value TA. In that sort of sense of trading. So I'd love to just get an insight into why that is a sort of perspective.
I think what you have to understand, especially in crypto, is like the float is so low and the supply is so, there's so many people that have like large positions that like the thing that impacts price the most is some dude in Dubai wakes up and just like, is like, oh, I need to pay for my yacht today, sell button, right? Like will impact your chart more than anything else. And that just can never be reflected in what TA is meant to follow, right? Like TA is meant to follow like, flow of capital, which makes certain assumptions that the market is efficient. And like, there are lots of traders participating in, similar sizes, right? I think that is to me a premise of why TA in theory could work, right? But in reality, like if you look over long periods of time, like thesis based just completely outperforms like TA in most cases, and for most people, it's just like rationalization of basically random trades, right? And like that is like, and you can make money trading randomly. As a matter of fact, especially in crypto during periods of time where it's up only, like you should make money in crypto trading randomly. Like if you over the last unit of time have bought any of the top coins, regardless of why you bought them, like they're probably up. And so like I have made money using TA. To me, is not an invalidation of like TA as horoscopes for men, but like that's not to say that like you shouldn't look at fundamental things going on with like it doesn't mean like don't look at charts, like it doesn't mean don't look at like where is supply happening, what dips are getting eaten. Like there's fundamental things you should look at. I'm just not a believer of like like people are like, oh, like here's the resistance, like like there's a lot of supply on the market in this price band, therefore it is hard to surpass that price band. There is psychological barriers at even numbers, like this is true, but I don't think that like that means that you should be like extrapolating too much from that. It just means what it means, right?
Yeah, fair enough. And I love it. That's exactly why we got you on the show. Different perspectives. I love it. So let's talk about obviously the big elephant in the room, the Moonbirds acquisition. Why Moonbirds? Talk to us about your thesis there.
Well, I mean, like, why not, right? Like the thing is Moonbirds are awesome. The art's really good. The community, like the community has stuck around through a period of time where like it's insane they stuck around, right? Like the stuff that and so they're tested by fire, right? They're great holder base, like they don't even know how to sell, right? Like they held an asset from 40 ETH down to 0.3. Like you think that anything is gonna like change that for them, right? So you kind of have that, and like it just, there isn't anything else in that situation, right? Like you didn't have a prior owner that launched a fungible token, right? That's kind of really key to like what Moonbirds is and can be. You also have like incredible art, which I think matters a lot in terms of IP. Like I'm a big believer that like as tech becomes undifferentiated within crypto, which I think is a big trend that we see, where it's no longer about who has the best tech. Like what really matters is reach, and IP is what gives you reach, right? And so IP is mattering a lot. I think you saw that thesis play out with Pudgy very strongly, right? It matters that the IP is good. Our team is really good at taking IP and bringing it to life. That's what we did with Vibes, the Pudgy Penguins trading card game. It made sense at some points for us to have our own IP. We had a lot of discussions. Do we do our own IP from scratch? Do we go look to acquire it? But look, I think what you've seen even this cycle is like the NFTs doing well are not new NFTs. They're NFTs from the time when NFTs were the most popular, right? And like I'm someone who, and I think I've mentioned this before, is like Moonbirds ran to 40 ETH and I owned none of them. And I was like, this is a trade that I missed. This is like hype this cycle for me. It was like, I totally missed the Moonbirds trade last cycle. And I remember just feelings of immense jealousy of everyone who was in it. And so like during the bear market, like that's why I had entered this huge oddies position, owned a bunch of Moonbirds and stuff, is because I was like, oh, like finally I can own Moonbirds. Like this is finally accessible to me, right? And like in the back of everyone's head, they've watched Moonbirds go on a disgusting run. So no one's going to sit here and be like, Moonbirds can never go on a disgusting run, because that's just literally not true. Like it's happened, right? And so it's this incredible collection. We've sort of seen the playbook play out where like, how do you revive a collection? It was very close to kind of those playbooks. This is the best one that was available. I've been offered basically every NFT collection that's ever changed hands at any point. I've taken a look at. I passed on basically all of them, right? And it was like, this is just the one. Like if I want to own an NFT collection, it's this one. Yeah,
very cool. Greg?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, it's going back in time a little bit, Spencer, but I just wanted to see your mindset on it. When, obviously I was there as well in the NFT bull run 21 when everything was going crazy in mints. It didn't matter what you mint. If you got a whitelist, it went crazy. I just want to go back. What was the bear market like for you? Because obviously everything was super hyped and NFTs were going crazy. We're all making money. And then it just kind of, obviously we went through a bit of a tough period. How was your mindset during that period? And did you have your conviction sort of shook during that period, or did that sort of fortify that you were like, no, NFTs are definitely what I thought they were, or did you get rocked a little bit and think, maybe this just isn't what I thought in any way? I just want to see what your mindset was like around that time.
No, I mean, that was the best time. You should understand, like I was sitting there, like I was the second largest LP in my own fund, right? So like, it's not just like other people's money, it's also my own money, but like everything was crashing and I had tons of cash, right? This is what I mean by like timing and thematic cycles matter a lot, right? So this is like, I was sitting there like, oh my God, everything is on sale, right? And like, but you don't want to buy everything, right? I think people are way over diversified in crypto when like really there's only a couple of companies that matter and you should be kind of looking at. Separate point. But like one of the big things for me during that time period was like, look, I think sometimes you just need to be disgustingly long crypto, right? Why? Because like, all right, this can all go to zero. If I'm wrong, this all goes to zero. And like, I pack them and head home. If I'm right, I'm rich and everyone who backed me is rich, right? Yeah. And like that is the reason to be in crypto, right? The absolute worst case is not losing everything because crypto goes away. That's not the worst case. The worst case is crypto face melting run and you've been in every single day and you're not a part of it, right? Like that's the fear. The fear is that you are right and you don't make money. Like that's the real fear. So that's what all that time was kind of spent doing, right? The only times that my conviction was ever like shook in NFTs was actually during the sort of end of last cycle comeback that we saw a lot of other meme coins having, where like it's actually in bull markets that I think your confidence shakes, because like it's much easier in bear market to be like, all right, it's a bear market, like that's why it's not doing whatever it's supposed to do, but like it's bull market's not coming back. That's where you feel it more. I think Q1 and 2 of this year were much tougher emotionally for myself and a lot of people than the bear market, because it's like, all right, it's the bear market, like we have cash, everything's great, right? Yeah. But like if you have positions that aren't like running during the bull market, that's when you feel really not as good. ETH felt really bad when it hit 1500. Yeah. Like that one I felt, right? Yeah. But at the same time, right, I think really what the thesis always has been, and I think we're just seeing this play out in real time, is like it's basically the same thing that happened in the .com bubble, right? You had the .com bubble, B2B.com. I don't know if you know this story. B2B.com went public with just the domain name.
Mm-hmm.
It went public with no company behind it. They just bought the website, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was clearly a bubble that popped, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. Mechaverse is the B2B.com of, they raised $20 million on an image, right? Like, that was clearly ridiculous. Now, just because something clearly ridiculous is going on doesn't mean there wasn't fundamentals, right? And this is the same thing as .com. You know what came out of the .com bubble also? Google, Microsoft, all these companies that become the greatest charts of all time come out of the .com bubble. But like, the skill was, you look at the .com bubble and you pick out who the actual companies are that are getting way oversold, right? And you just disgustingly long them, right? Like, that's the best trade ever in stocks, was that trade. And so when I was looking at NFTs during that bear market, like, I'm like, okay, who's swimming naked and who's not, and who's an actual builder, who's actually going to do stuff, right? My conviction came to Luca in that time, because I was like, look, like Pudgies is like, if this shit ever comes back, which I think it will, like, this is the company, right? And that would just prove to be the case, right? I think now what we see too is not only that, but what you saw after the .com bubble, then you have like your Facebook, your Snapchat, other companies that come out where like the best builders don't always enter during the frothy bubble beginning bit with B2B.com IPOing. It's like, my being a good builder isn't rewarded, right? Because any schmuck is getting huge, right? And so this is where like us coming in, my finally taking the step over to this other side of this industry right now is like, I have been waiting and studying and looking for the right time and the right opportunity to come in, because I knew it present itself, right? And so like, this is where like, you didn't have to be the builder that survived that bubble and was part of it to win. Like, when Google and Microsoft like started that run, they brought up all of the tech companies that had happened in that time between B2B.com, going public on a domain name, and like tech stocks really coming back, right? Like, and so that's where I think Moonbirds is sort of coming out of, is like, hey, this is actually this huge like asset and opportunity, right? Like, in that sphere of things that like right now, if Google is Pudgies, like, who can be those other tech stocks that go along with it? And like, that's where like, it's just a no brainer. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, there's no other collection that's like this, right? Like, there's $1 billion of trade volume on Moonbirds, right? Like, they were 40 ETH at one point. And, like, they used to go up 10 ETH a day. Like, there's nothing else in the market that's like that. And it's not, like, definitely it was a bubble when that was happening, right? For sure. But it wasn't for no reason. Like, it does have some of the best art in the space. It does have, this incredible community around it. Like, it does have all these things, and like many of which have not changed since that time.
Yeah. No, very, it's great insight. I mean, I own 2 Moonbirds, so I'm a big fan of what's coming. I suppose.
You burbish?
I'm very burbish. So let's talk specifically to holders then. Why should someone maybe buy one, or why can I be excited as a burb holder?
Yeah, I mean, look, like, I'm really big on this. Like we're not, it's not about promises of specific things coming. Like, it's about, look at what we've done, right? And just you're like, it's a ride. Like, whatever is going to happen, we're going to go up, we're going to go down, we're going to go sideways, we're going to do all sorts of stuff, right? And like, do you want to be on this ride with us? Is us the horse you want to back? And I don't want you to hear promises from me that I'm going to make about why that is. I want you to look at what we've done, right? You had even, not 2 days ago or yesterday, or time is all weird right now. If you had, if you had even an oddity, the Towns airdrop, right? Incredible for people who got in on that, right? We did the OpenSea XP, we did Monat. Like, this is like, if you're riding with us, like, we have a lot of access in this space because of who I've been historically and who the rest of my team has been in this space, right? And so like, when there are cool opportunities that come up, which there are a lot of right now, because crypto is in both private and public markets having an incredible time right now, like, you just who gets to capitalize on those opportunities, right? And like, our goal is put Moonbirds at the forefront of those opportunities. I think even in an earlier example, like when we first acquired Moonbirds, one of the first things we did was launch a Telegram announcements channel. And you might say, why did you do that? That's kind of a weird thing to do. But like, then all of the other NFT collections launch a Telegram's announcement channel, right? And we have, I think it's like 24,000 people in the Telegram announcement channel, but like, it's about like expanding reach outside of it, right? This is something where I saw that puck going in that direction, and I said, let's make sure we're at the forefront of it, right? We're not blazing a new path. Pudgy had already gone there. We're not reinventing the wheel or anything like that, but like, we need to at least be doing what everyone else is doing, right? What you're going to see over the next 6 to 12 months is like, now like we have, I think, gotten Moonbirds to a point where we're in the conversation in a serious way. We're like top 5, 10 in volume basically every day, right?
Yep.
Like it's no longer like some collection that people aren't paying attention to. It's something that is at the forefront of everyone's mind, right?
Yeah.
And so now the next arc for us is we need to show you what we do when we push the industry forward, right? And that's what we're most excited about and working on. That's also something that, you know, we're not doing small things, right? And like we are doing small things, but like that thing is not going to be small. And so, you know, that takes time internally for us to not only ideate on, but like actually execute. And, you know, I know a lot of people say, oh, like, trust me, we're working on this. Then like what I want you to see is like, you don't even need to believe that. Just look at what we've done so far and see that like the holder is at the center of all the things. Like we're not minting new NFTs for you. Like we are going out and hustling on your behalf and bullying projects into airdrops. And oh, by the way, Moonbirds town is the 3rd largest town by staking. We're the only PFP collection that has a town where we're in the top 25 of most staked tokens. So Moonbirds holders actually are seriously using products, are engaging with them in a very meaningful way. And I think that is starting to be seen by the rest of the ecosystem, right? Now, just those kind of airdrops or partner activations, like alone is not enough, but it is just because it's not enough to be the only thing doesn't mean you shouldn't be doing it, right? And so this is where like we are leveraging our position to go out and do BD on behalf of the burbs and continue to just like do cool stuff, right? Some of the stuff that people should be excited for, you know, I've talked about this a lot, is like Orange Cap Games. We have a full, you know, manufacturing team that sits in Asia, right? And so like our ability to make stuff is really good. And one of our biggest assets is our art team is incredibly good. And you have basically seen nothing for Moonbirds that has come from our art team. But that's some of the stuff that we're really cooking up right now. And I am excited to start rolling that out and for you guys to really get a chance to see it.
Epic. No, I mean, as a holder, that's exactly what you want to hear, chat. Exactly what Spencer just said. And that's why I bought a Pudgy. Same thesis as you. Bet on the person who's running it. Bet on what they've done previously and look forward to what they have to execute in the future. Let's talk token, and then I'll hand back over to Craig. Obviously, I know America is very pro-crypto. I mean, we just saw XRP news today. We saw the 401k news as well. New York, you're based out of. So talk to me about token, what you're thinking there, and all that side of the market.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that there's a lot of benefits right now to being a US-based crypto company that has not launched a token. I believe that is a very beneficial place to be today. I think there's not a lot more to kind of say to that point. I think that, you know, regulatory clarity in the US is increasing exponentially over units of time. I also think that the US is very favorable towards US companies. And whereas it looked like for a period of time, the US was becoming less and less important to crypto, right now it is basically exactly the opposite, where you see, I mean, our office is in Soho in New York. Within a 4-block radius of our office is basically every other crypto office in the world. And the number of our Asian investors, of our, you know, even like European investors that are just in New York for the summer, is because of this incredible advancement in the crypto side of the US is so substantial, right? Like there's a real thing happening here. Crypto is in the policy discussions. Crypto is in all sorts of kind of conversations it wasn't in the past. Like there are not that many US-based teams that don't have a token that are in the position we're in, right? And like that's also part of what the whole Moonbirds thing, why is it so attractive, is like, you know, it has those roots here. It's a unique, you know, uniquely situated. And so when you think about where Orange Cap Games is situated today, like this is a long, like when I talk about long thematic plays, like for me, Orange Cap Games is a long thematic play of like, I think it is very valuable to be a US-based like crypto company that has not launched a fungible token in, you know, August 7th, 2025. Like that seems like a really good place to be. And that's like, you know, there is 12 to 18 months of like this company started like, you know, basically 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, right? And like there is that unit of time of preparation to be in such a good position right now that like is a moat, because if you started today, you just can't catch up with me.
Yeah, very fair. No, good, valid thesis. Craig?
Yeah, I wanted to ask, Spencer, when you first announced that, you know, you were moving over to Moonbirds or buying it, I wanted to ask what the sort of community sentiment was like then, and have you found over time it's changed? Has it improved? And have the conversations with other perhaps partners over time, with them seeing you continuing to work with the project, have doors sort of opened more now that perhaps people looking at you have gone? I mean, if they knew you, they would have known that, okay, this guy's going to run it up. But now that I guess people are seeing you work, are you finding doors are opening up more and more, and is sentiment improving?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, like, look, like, as much as I'm espousing, like, don't let price or, volume impact your view of something like that. That is not necessarily a commonly held view in this industry, right? Like, when there's been a few weekends back to back. I think, the last 3 weekends back to back, we've been like basically number one in volume on OpenSea. Like, the number of phone calls that we get from people who weren't picking up the phone before is very substantial, and that's fine. I understand it. Like, we're a higher profile project than we were when we acquired it. But you asked about the community. I think this is very important, which is like the community. When we first stepped in, like, it was most important to rally the community first, right? Because they were the people who go out and be the external channel. But like, they're the people who we need to really engage with the most. Some people didn't like us, and we got them exit liquidity and they left, and I that's fine. Like I said, no one's sell shaming. Like, if you're PTSD, you're done with this product, you have some, like, I'm glad we got you liquidity, congratulations, like, no worries, right? Fine by me. They didn't want to ride with us. I don't want people riding with me who don't want to ride with me, right? If you don't, it's not a good fit. That's fine. Then what you saw was people outside the community start to look in and be like, oh, like, actually, like, if we're buying NFTs again, like, this is the one, right? And I think that, to me, like, that's obvious. I think it should be becoming more and more obvious to external players, right? But also, like, absolutely, the level of BD and the level of conversations, like, when we are number one in volume, when we've done partnerships with OpenSea, with Monad, when we've had this great success, not only success for our community from towns, but success for towns from our community, like, those things start to snowball, right? It's one, you just knock down one after the other. And, we really appreciate all of our partners that were willing to ride with us off the bat. But, like, if people wanted to wait and see, I get that, right? Like, you want to see, like, even people who knew me didn't necessarily know me in an operator capacity, right? I haven't really been an operator or project in crypto. I've been an operator in projects outside of crypto, but no one here knows me from those, right? You wanted to see what it is. Like, we're not afraid to shill our partners. We're not afraid to tell our community to shill our partners, right? Like, crazy, right? And it turns out when people see that happening, they want to partner with you more, right? Like, and I think that will only increase, right? Like, that's why, I think I tweeted about this. Like, the first weekend where we really had that big run was like whole team on a call. We were trading off shifts, daytime, nighttime, like, taking calls from partners, like doing BD work. I was like, guys, like, here's the Moonbirds account. Go DM everyone who we ever wanted to work with right now, because this is the time when they are most likely to respond to us. And so, we kicked off conversations then. Like, some of these things snowball. Like, it's just it all, like, this is how you build, right? Is like, you have to do piecewise, lays the foundation, and then you have moments that are just incredible, right? Like, I woke up one morning and Mike Dudas was just on the timeline chilling, and that was awesome. And everyone's like, oh, I literally had not talked to him, man. He just woke up and decided Moonbirds was the thing for this, right? And like, you see that happening, and other people jump, and then you're like, all right, we have momentum. We've earned it by all the groundwork we've done, but now let's leverage it into, like, what is the next momentum moment, right? And that's, I think, you have to think about this. Is like, when you're hot, you need to take that and capture that energy and, like, propel it, because it's not just going to stick around indefinitely. You can't just victory lap forever and, like, hope it keeps going, because that's not how it works, right? You need to take that and close the BD deal that makes your next moment happen. That's how you have to, like, be in the mindset of as a founder.
Yeah, no, I love that insight. That's fantastic. Spencer, I know time is of the essence, unfortunately, and you do have to bounce with us shortly. Anything you want to leave us with today? Any alpha? Anything?
Well, Greeny, you said you have Moonbirds. Craig, do you have Moonbirds? Are you bourbon or are you burbless?
No, I've got a couple of Mythics as well. Yeah, so I've got a few burbs. And the reason was what you kind of alluded to or said was the fact I saw them run up. I missed them the first time. I liked them, and I always liked the art. I always thought it was cool. So it's not one of those, I like the art once the price went up. It just, I always liked it. And I kind of liked the fact, I guess in some ways, probably maybe the older holders wouldn't like this, but I got entries on these things that perhaps I wouldn't have got. So I missed it the first time. I thought the art was great. And then obviously speaking to Greeny and a few of the other people, you kind of took it over, and I was like, okay, this might be another Pudgy Penguins here. Maybe this is someone who actually can execute, which we hadn't seen a lot of. We'd seen a lot of good art, I suppose, in NFTs, but perhaps not a lot of execution. So yes, a long-winded way of saying, yeah, I've got a few Mythics, and I think they're really cool. Might grab the big burb soon. Might grab the big one. But
friends don't let friends go burbless.
Yeah,
that's all I'll say there. But Mythics are great. We love the Mythics. So and the Mythic community, I think a lot of people kind of who hopped in at that time picked up Mythics, and so the Mythic community is hopping. And I mean, dude, the Mythics art. I mean, there's a reason that I was the largest holder of oddities at one point, and it's because I wanted Mythics because the art was so good.
Can I just quickly? Obviously, I know you have to bounce, but it being a holder of all three collections or just the main one, is there a preference there for you from a point of view, or not? Is everyone treated equally?
Look, I mean, we try and include everyone in everything that we do, right? I think you've seen that Monad, OpenSea, and Towns we're all of them.
Yeah.
I think the flagship is and will always be Moonbirds, right? That is, Moonbirds are just Moonbirds. I think from an IP perspective, Mythics are really, really strong. I think that within our ecosystem, the CryptoPunks, our ecosystem is oddities. I like oddities. They're not for everyone.
Yeah.
For some people who are just now, what are the ratios for rewards on that? Oftentimes that's decided by our third-party partners when they decide them. That's not something that's set in stone or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Just buy the burb you like. I think a lot of people, our art director Claire, rocks a Mythic, and that's just because they were looking at Moonbirds and Mythics and liked this Mythic, and I think that's kind of how you can approach it. There's not alpha to give on the ratios or what they should be.
Sure.
I think a lot of times you can look at what happened with Pudgies and Little Pudgies, where a lot of the action was driven by the big Pudgies for quite a while, and then when those got out of range for a lot of people, the people really entering the ecosystem entered with Little Pudgies, and I think I would expect we see that at some point between Moonbirds and Mythics. But I also if you want the marquee asset in the ecosystem,
exactly,
that's just always going to be Moonbirds, right?
Yeah. And should I have my notifications on for your Monday tweets? Is that alpha?
I think you should have notifications on for the Moonbirds account generally.
Okay.
A lot of people are I missed the Towns thing. Should have been paying more attention. I don't know what to tell you, right? We announced it in Discord, we tweeted about it. These things come out, and not everything will need you to pay attention, but it definitely doesn't hurt to pay attention for things. We had 2 really good Mondays. We're not going to give people $1,900 every Monday. That's not what's going to happen. But we're looking for some cool. We're working on some cool activations. We have some cool kind of stuff lined up in the pipeline. And I think that people should generally be pretty excited about the future of Moonbirds. But I'm also super biased and also appearing to be almost super late for the dinner that I have to go to.
Yeah.
Well, I apologize to Rug guys.
Thank you, Spencer.
I appreciate you guys having me on, and I'm glad to hear you're both burbish.
Thanks so much for your time. We both very much appreciate it.
See you, Spencer. Thank you.
Peace.
Yeah, huge show. We'll obviously keep going now, chat for a while, and we'll break down what we discuss. I mean, 45. You got to keep it hot, Craig. You just got to go straight to the alpha, straight to the points. You can't detail too much. What's your takeaway, Craig? What's your takeaway? Talk to us.
Yeah. What's my takeaway? Obviously, Spencer's a very smart guy. He's semi keeping his cards close to his chest.
Yeah. Smart man.
People are asking in the chat, what's the value proposition beyond being a pudgy beta with airdrops? I don't know. I don't have the answer for that. I don't know about you, Greeny. I think the value proposition is probably Spencer's little black book that he has with names and numbers that we'd probably all drool over.
Yeah. And
the ability for him to connect with other companies / partners is probably pretty good. How that's used, God, I don't know. That's why I'm not a CEO of a company like that. So I can't attempt to, but I guess at the end of the day, maybe in some ways you just got to enjoy the ride. And this is going to sound really cheesy, but if trust someone who has the ability to execute, and not only the ability, but also, like I said, has the name and numbers to be able to do it. Sometimes you might just have to trust the process and see what happens from it. I'm not too sure.
I agree. After chatting with him directly, which like I said, I've been following him for a long time, so I know who he is, what he's capable of, and what he has achieved in the past, which exactly what he said should make you confident as a holder or as a speculative buyer of the Moonbird assets. to have good faith in what could potentially come. As he alluded to there, being a very prominent IP play, being a very high volume trader, collection, being a very well-connected community, well-connected founder, well-connected team, coming from an NFT background with VCs, one of the most plugged in person people, like with international wealth, was another takeaway I took away from there, Craig. I'm incredibly burbish, and I probably need to buy a couple more.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind one of the main ones. I think that's still going to be the play, isn't it?
Yeah.
Usually is.
It always is, Craig. It always is.
It always is. It's the most handsomely rewarded, and typically is worth the price. So, yeah. What are they selling for at the moment?
2.25.
A bit of a dip.
A bit of a dip. They did go to 2 ETH the other day, but again, that was in the middle of the night when Australians are sleeping, so we didn't get to capture that dip. And I wanted 1.8. I was a little bit more greedy for lot. This might be bold, and I might be out to lunch, but this could be a longer term hold, right? Rather than just the next sort of year or 6 months or 3 months kind of play.
So
do you, this could be a longer term hold?
I think so. I think the way he operates, I think with those Monday announcements he wants to do or is doing, I think this might. I agree with you. Would you hold this for a bear market?
Tempting. As he said, right? And I mean, shout out to Gus, who's in my chat, who I was talking to on Twitter the other day about just different trading strategies. And I mean, there's different ways to go about trading. We'll talk about this. And Craig does have to bounce, guys. Unfortunately, he's not feeling too well today, so I'll stay on after stream so we can talk. I'll be talking directly to you, chat. So I'll be excited.
Straight to the viewers.
Yeah, straight to the viewers. So you can ask me anything. So get it in the chat. I'm a transparent guy these days. I feel like I'm tempted. Now, my also thinking is, now it could fluctuate. Don't get me wrong. As Moonbirds went down to 0.3. I mean, I didn't buy it at 40 ETH, because I'm not that silly. But I was also priced out during last cycle, so it's a very different scenario. But buying now at 1.8 and buying now at say 2. I think my entry was 2.4 for my second one. I'm happy to hold 4 ETH as an ETH play alone in a hedge that will probably outperform Ethereum, as this adoption of Ethereum is going absolutely nuts, Craig. So I'm kind of in the camp that this could be a longer term hold from also a tax perspective as well. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
We need to get you a big bird, mate. We need to get you a big bird.
Yeah. I'll have a little hunt around. The issue is I'm going to go spend a shitload of money on some Memecoin still, man, on abstract. So,
dude, my bags are up today.
They are up. Yeah, I know. It was good. I mean, I am thankful. I've been DCAing in, but yeah, shout out to Ritzbird, shout out to Dog. I think that hit all-time high.
Yeah.
And all that. So I got off topic a bit, but it's like, man, I need $1 million, chat. I need more money.
Yeah, we all need more money, guys. I mean, chat's kind of jumping in here as well. Rizuka, trust good founders / builders. Anton as well. Spencer's probably one of the smartest founders in the game. I literally could not agree more with that take. I couldn't not agree more. So I think, a good bet would be to take and hold. I agree. I think it's I don't know. It's so hard though. No, you know what? I could probably move some ETH around and buy a third. I think having 3 minimum Moonbirds will place me in a good situation. What I love, if we strip it back from a trader's mindset, even though he has a different thesis to trading, that was also in interesting conversation as well, Craig. It's not that I don't think about thesis or fundamentals. I bought Solana at $17, right? Because I was like, no, this is going to be a trade. I bought Casper at 100 million. Okay, these sort of things, right? I can buy and hold. But for me, it's more not about it's more about when I buy. During a bear cycle, it's very different to when I'm deep in a bull market where I'm like, I have a thesis, but I don't really want to be stuck bag holding this thesis into the next bear market. It's kind of where I really draw the line. So good takeaway from that conversation, Craig. I know you're probably your head's on fire, mate. So if you need a bounce, mate, that's totally fine.
Well, I'll leave you guys to it. Greeny, good luck with the charts, my brother. Thank you, chat, for tuning in to Spencer. I'm pretty bullish on Burb, so I might even have to go move some ETH around. But I will see everybody on the timeline, and Greeny will be back Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, brother.
Yeah, very excited, guys. Very excited. Hopefully we'll have some new guests on the show. Do we have someone for next week, Craig? Did old mate? I won't say who it is, but
oh yeah, sorry, we do.
Not
We haven't confirmed a day yet, but it's a pretty good guess for the Australians in the room. And yeah, we'll definitely have some more, but I'll just confirm the day before I drop them in the hot seat like that.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm going to love you and leave you, and I will see you Sunday/Monday. See you,
Feel
Greeny.
better, mate. Enjoy your weekend.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Yeah, so chat, I'll hold the realm today. I'm happy to, I mean, Eli, if you want to jump on stream if you're watching, brother, I don't mind. I mean, you've just had your own stream with the big founder. So we could actually, you know what, Eli, if you are watching, hold on, let me send you a DM. You can maybe jump on if you're keen, but totally fine if you don't want to. Let's talk chat, okay? Because I want to talk directly to you guys about what your real takeaway was from that conversation with Spencer, right? Like at the end of the day, the reason I bought a Pudgy last year was before Pengu was because of Luca, right? And again, and then I think my takeaway from that is I bet on him as a founder, and then it's not luck, but he executed after the fact, and Pudgy came out and they said we're launching Pengu as a token, and I was well positioned just by betting on a founder, right? I kind of have the same bet now. Now I know Moonbirds are very much, as Spencer said, up from 0.3 to 2.25 ETH. Like that's an 8x. But these have a history of being above or 40 ETH, right? So I don't think I'm in the camp that NFTs probably don't go that big again. Like Pudgies could easily push 30 to 40, maybe 50 in a very bullish scenario. But Moonbirds 2.25 seems very reasonable moving forward. So yeah, let me know, chat. What do we think here? I know, dude, Vibing Cat, you are on an absolute heater on YouTube, legend. So thanks for tuning in. It's just the two of us. No, it's not, mate. There's a couple thousand people watching. But yeah, I mean, we'll talk about Memecoins on Abstract because I released the video, guys. I reckon it's I think we're still so early to Abstract. Even daily volume as well is very high. Hold on, let me just DM Eli and see if he wants to jump on. And then I'll pull up. I actually am tempted to buy a third Moonbird. I just don't have ETH in this wallet at this point in time. So, oh, that's definitely the opposite of what I want. I mean, is that, dude? It's been a while since I've streamed by myself. That's too small. Let's go that one. So it's good to be back. Oh, I don't want to sweep. So we'll keep an eye on that. All right, Eli. Let's see if he's on. Telegram. Okay. I mean, it's such a bullish time in crypto right now, chat. It's so bullish. Jump on stream. Okay. And let me just grab the link and see if he wants to jump on. Okay. It would be 8 p.m. for him, so it is a little bit later. Okay. So I generally think this is a great opportunity. Oh, I am too, man. Laying in bed. Okay. All good. Yeah. All G, bro. Okay. He's watching me. No dramas, bro. You rest up, Eli. You've had a big week, man. You've had a big week. Okay. So in terms of NFT plays, I unfortunately Spencer had to go, chat, because I really wanted to ask about ordinals. I actually really wanted to get his take about ordinals, but unfortunately we didn't get to ask that question. Dude, you can't. I mean, okay, one thing, I wish I didn't get scammed because my punk would have been worth $200,000. Bit annoyed, but hey, it is what it is. I think punks is a no-brainer if you have that liquidity. Even at these levels, I think they'd probably go to 500K. I generally think in a bear market again, I would definitely buy a punk. That's the one scenario I would buy a punk again. Moonbirds is by far, I think, my third choice behind obviously Pudgy Penguins and my little Pudgy. I think they're just a good hold longer term. Obviously seen a bit of news around Meebits over the past week or so. Azuki continues to ship with their anime and they dominate that aspect. And I know Clemente put out a really good video about, or a really good post about Azuki. So I think that collection's not definitely going away. But again, like you can't dip your toes in too many pies, right? So for me, I'm kind of like in the camp that you wanna, as Spencer said, like try and limit the diversification that you have in a crypto portfolio and think about it from, dude, he speaks a lot of what I speak about, like percentages and betting on people, but also understanding how to break down a portfolio structure. And I think that's so important where so many people go wrong because they'll hold like 25% of their bag will be in some random meme coin, or 50% will be in something like fart coin, when you're like, well, there's probably better opportunities out there than just bag holding a big bag of fart coin. So these are the sort of conversations that you need to have with yourself, with communities, okay, all these sorts of things. So for me, guys, like don't be afraid to reach out to me. I'm happy to chat about these sort of things, because it's a lesson I've learned coming up on a decade in crypto. So definitely happy to help out where I can in that capacity. All right, let's look at abstract meme coins, because they are going absolutely bananas today. Absolutely bananas. So what I still, and I mean, this is my thesis, right? And this is where Spencer was talking about thesis. My thesis for abstract, and why I actually hold more in abstract meme coins than I hold of some of the major tokens, which is crazy to think about. But it's my thinking is, you are in single figures of 24-hour volume on the chain. Like, once Luca announced the date, and massive shout out to OG for interviewing him last night as well, which is great. There's a few good clips that I've seen, which we'll also talk about. Dude, $8.9 million of volume, okay? If you like, and we are trending on next screen, okay? If let's just, like, out of pure curiosity, and again, this is all stablecoin and other pairs on other chains, but even if we get 0.1% of liquidity from other chains, so Solana has 9 billion, Ethereum has around what, 2.5, Base has 1.5, Binance Smart Chain 7 bill. Okay, Pulsecoin. Who the hell's trading on Pulsecoin? 20 million. Pulsecoin has more than bloody Solana, bro. That's ridiculous. Ton, 5 billion. So we are betting Ton. That's interesting on abstract. Now, this one is the one that I keep thinking about. Now, obviously, Polygon's a little bit different. They have very high collections. They have a lot of games and all those sorts of things. So they naturally have more volume on there. But I do, dude, like the fact that something like Polygon is that high, okay? What's Sui? Sui has 120, but again, these are stablecoin / higher assets of DeFi. AVAX, it sits at 240 million. Again, AVAX is a large chain. So when you strip it back, I mean, let's look at Arbitrum as well. 600 million, another layer too. When you strip it back, 8.9 million on abstract, dude. That easily is a, what do we think in chat? 3x minimum, 3x minimum. So that is, again, when you think about it from, and that's a fundamental point of view that I take. That's a thesis that I'm forming there from that's not technical. Okay. You're so early, man. And I literally been on 2 podcasts this week. Okay. I was one with an Australian company or brand or exchange, SwiftX. And I jumped on with Tyler D and Mando and on FOMO Hour the other night. And basically they were like, why abstract? And I said, you're just so early. Like you can't fade. Yeah. Pulse chain is wash trading. So true. Like you can't fade what Luca has achieved so far and what he's going to achieve. So let's break down some of those clips. Now I did, where's Breeze? How many clips did you clip? Let's have a look. Or I might need to go to Syra as well. Okay. Oh, you clipped us already. I haven't even watched that one. Oh, you clipped us multiple times, you legend. Oh my God, wait. Oh, Breeze, you got so many clips I need to catch up on, bro. Okay, hold on, here we go. So this one is, okay. Here we go. All right, so here we go. So massive shout out to OG for the interview with Luca overnight as well. I'll reach out to Luca probably eventually. I might do it closer to TG. It's just my personal preference. I don't know. That's just what I'm thinking. All right, here we go. Wait, can you guys hear that? No, hold on. You guys can't hear that. Let me do it again. Okay. You should be able to hear this. Yeah. Okay, cool. It might be coming too loud, so let me just turn that down. Okay, here we go.
Right, I think the only thing that everybody kind of knows gets you XP is like holding. Like I'm a big supporter, like, because again, mutually beneficial relationships, right? Like holding is the most EV thing that users can do on the chain for us, right? Like because holding means that the coins go up, the NFTs go up. So I reward holding more than anything, but I think that's pretty clear. I think everyone's kind of caught on to that now. And if you haven't, then here's the alpha.
Right.
And then that's the clip. So I agree with that. I mean, I worked that out ages ago. And that's NFTs and meme coins on abstract for XP specifically. And I'm going to do an updated video on XP because some people in GTG and some people on stream still don't understand. They're like, oh, Greeny, I have $5,000 on the platform, but I'm not earning any XP. And then you look at their wallet and how that $5,000 is distributed. It's not like if you want higher XP, we'll talk about that in that video that I released. And I actually just released another YouTube video on abstract as well.
And, you know, I got something special for you streamers. I know people index, you know, when it's time, you guys will get something really great, especially the streamers that have stayed consistent. I know people have kind of ebbed and flowed. You know, I think the instant dopamine of XP hasn't really been translated the way that it should have for streamers, but don't worry. You know, when it's time, it will make a lot of sense. And I made some promises early on, and I plan on fulfilling those promises. So streaming is going to be really high EV for people who actually decide to take it seriously.
Oh, let's go, chat. That's what you want to hear. That's what you want to hear. That's what you want to hear. That's what you want to hear, chat. Be a streamer. Hey, I think I've streamed on this platform every day for 6 months. So GG's, bro. I wonder, you know what? And Gus, you obviously stream, and Eli's watching as well. He's exhausted and whatnot. I wonder if there's like, I come from, like, I love analytics. I'm a big analytics guy. I'm a big numbers guy. I would like, I'm sure Saiga and Luca are tracking the amount of, like, there would be, okay, there's dimensions to this, right? So the first one would be the amount of time someone has streamed. I'm sure they are tracking that data. So they might look at my account and go, okay, there's like an hour every day for 6 months. Okay, that's cumulatively 500 hours, whatever it is. Then I think they would probably look at it like, okay, well, hold a distribution. The hold a distribution, far out. Watch a distribution. So how many people consistently are you getting on your stream? How many comments? How many tips? All those sorts of things would come into it, right? Would probably be the next one. Maybe they might even be tracking how much you like it on abstract. They might even be tracking other things like that. So I love hearing that. And I mean, we've spoken with Finn about this on the stream. I've spoken with Eli and Finn about this on many spaces. Like, because there's no marketing funnel for abstract in the team directly, basically it's the community, it's us who have been streaming for a long time that have been the marketing people for this chain. And I promise, I still think you have time to get involved in abstract ecosystem. And that's what I did in my YouTube video. I'll show you where it is. But basically, what I discussed in the latest video that I just dropped is essentially the 4 best opportunities that you can make money in abstract right now. But also, essentially, what you can do is also unlock that potential airdrop later in the year. Okay. And I think that's just like why, like, see, so many people go about airdrops usually the wrong way, right? So traditionally, airdrops are farm this DeFi protocol, run up your fees, run up your volume, and usually you walk away unprofitable during that time. So the airdrop naturally is something that you hope to get back the money that you lost, and then hopefully it's a little bonus on the top of the money that you exhausted on that exchange or that platform, whatever it is, right? That chain. With abstract, you have an ability to walk away profitable before the airdrop. So then the airdrop is an absolute bonus. Like how can you fade that? Come watch this video. Here, how to play the abstract memecoin meta. But it's more than that. It's the 4 topics. I talk about streaming or content, so clippers as well. I talk about gaming. I talk about memecoins, and then I talk about the airdrop, okay? And I will do an XP video soon. Here, I'll throw it in the chat so you guys can watch it. How do I, wait. Yeah, there we go, copy. Throw it in the chat so you can do it. I'm focusing on content again. It's good to be back doing content. So yeah, highly recommend go and watch that, guys. Feedback is always warranted. I'm always open to feedback. I appreciate feedback. So yeah, go look at that. Now, is there any other more clips of this? Let's have a look. No, that's the only clips he had. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and watch. I mean, I don't have anything to do today. Should I watch the whole? Oh shit, Gus. Wait, were people Giga Chads before? I didn't even know that. There you go. So okay, so Giga Chad's got like 12K bonus of Pengu. That's nuts. Wait, you're profitable in which? All right, with abstract. Is that what you mean? I think, yeah. Without a doubt, they're tracking. Should we watch the whole stream back? I mean, that's a lot. How long does stream go for though? An hour? Let's just see how long it goes for, chat. Oh, 37. We could probably do that. Watch it on 1.25. What do we think? All right. Let's watch some. Let's review some content. All right. Let me just see volume's working. Volume should be working. Turn it up a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna put this on 1.25, and let's see. Okay, is that full screen for you guys? Yeah, that is. Should I go full screen? Nah, we'll just go this one. Go this one. That's good. Okay. Guys, before we obviously watch this, big shout out to our sponsors or our partnership, OKX as well. I didn't get to start at the stream because we had Spencer for a short time. I just wanted to save it till later in the video. So massive shout out to OKX for partnering with Craig and I with GC Crypto. If you're keen to check out their exchange, you can trade on there worldwide. Okay, it's fantastic, reliable. Onboarding and offboarding is fantastic as well. If you're keen to sign up, it's down in the link down below. If you have any questions about it, let me know. One of the safest exchanges out there, has never been hacked. Highly recommend checking it out down below. Massive shout out to them. And we do have an IRL event here in Australia. If you're a Queensland local, if you want to come up to Brizzy for that event in about a month's time, we'll have our first IRL event. So pretty pumped about that. Cool. All right, let me check chat. Okay. Yeah, 0.5 stream. I'm in speed, bro. That's nuts. I used to watch my lectures. At university on 2x speed. Nuts, bro. Nuts. Okay. Thanks for the Pengu Surf. Appreciate it, legend. Allison, no, thank you. Appreciate you. I love your streams, Greeny. No, thanks, Allison. Hey, I've known you for a while in the space. Ever since the early, like, Nifty Portal days. That was before Badoggos were even a thing. Okay. Let's watch this because I haven't watched this, unfortunately. So it'll be good.
Hey, thanks for having me. I like the t-shirt.
It's on 1.25, guys. So if that's too fast, I'm going to make it 1.5. Okay.
Bro, you know, at the rep a little bit, you know.
Thanks.
I appreciate you taking your time to be here and have this interview today.
Yeah, sorry for being a little late.
Nah, bro. I know you have a lot going on, a lot on your plate, so 100% understandable. So I guess let's just get right into it. You know, the people are here, they're excited. So
Let's
just
roll.
at the NASDAQ, the CBOE picked up the Igloo Inc., the ETF for the pudgy penguins in the brand. Bigs ran to their new local highs recently. Pengu has flown off the bottom of its price and market cap. The markets seem to be heating back up today. Pudgy Asia is right around the corner for you. I feel
actually, yeah, big shout out to Pudgy Asia and Ross as well. They he DM'd me. I'm sorry, I'll get so many DMs. I need a PA to run through my DMs. Yeah, Pudgy. Do they have is it just a Telegram? Do they have a Twitter page? I was gonna plug it. Anyways, shout out to Ross from Pudgy Asia. Great guy. Yeah, shout out to Pudgy Asia as well.
Like the stars are aligning for the Penguins right around this season again. So first and foremost, Luca, how the fuck are you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling good. I try not to get too high on the highs, try not to get too low on the lows, but all things considered, happy to be hopefully in a bull market. I think we've never really had a true one since I've been at the helm of Pudgy, and the hope is that the market continues on this pace and we continue having a fun time. I know the community loves it, so our goal is just to keep it on.
I love that. I kind of echo that a lot myself. Never get too high, never get too low. Just keep it going. So amazing to hear that. So I wanted to open up with IP and this ever-growing idea of the proliferation, right? To me, it feels like Pudgy finally laid down the blueprint for what an NFT token roadmap is supposed to be, right? The whole internet's Mickey Mouse thing kind of just picked up. It just catched on. It just felt natural. And then you look at the blue Pengu, and then you put it right next to the Mickey Mouse, the Hello Kitty, all those legacy names. It's like lining up perfectly. What's your take on that? How did this happen in your eyes? And where do you want it to keep going from here?
I think it's like a success through 1,000 cuts, right? I've been preaching the penguin proliferation thesis for years, right? Like our whole success story was off this model. Like this wasn't luck. This was like really calculated, critical thinking and like thinking about this for just months and months and months and just coming to this conclusion. Sorry guys, Pengu is breaking out live on the show. Pengu is breaking out. I was going to plug that. Where's Trading View? Minute long. Hopefully they do spill a bit of alpha here. I might watch it a little bit faster. Here we go. Oh, baby, let's go. Pengu. Looking pretty good. Love seeing that. I need to fix. Oh, no. Yeah, no, it's working on that pair. Love to see it. Are we happy here watching this? I mean, it's a little bit slow. I mean, the clips, hold on. I'll just search clips. I'm going to search clips. That's going to be long. It's a 25-minute. Nah, it's just search clips. Cyro had clips. Did anyone else have clips?
Yeah, okay, this clip as well, it went pretty viral this morning. So
but I'm giving them the playbook, right? And so I'm giving them all the information that they need. I think you'll start to see some sex listings for some of our favorite coins here shortly. So I've been working on that, but I really deeply value the meme coin ecosystem in a big way.
Yeah, there you go. So centralized listings as well. That's the only clip from him. Let me search Twitter and see if there's any more. Now, this so this is 10 out. Yeah, I mean, like this one is also Q4. Yeah, so I've spoken about that for a while. Yeah, what's Eli's? Hold on.
What's right now? The thought is let's use right now. The thought is let's use merge mining for launching new tokens. But theoretically, we have the tech where in V2, it could be an existing project that already has a token.
That's what I was going to ask you.
And say, here's an allocation of a certain number of tokens, and we want you to just cleanly distribute it. So, you know, if Luca wants to come to us and say, hey, here's $1 million worth of Pengu, make sure to slowly drip this out to your miners. We're going to say yes to that. I'm not like, that's not a real thing. That's not a real conversation.
Yeah, but that sounds sick. I didn't even think.
Wait, so did Board Elon and EGR, did they take over Bitcoin? Is that right? Am I right there? Am I out to lunch? Hold on, I just need to refresh my abstract stream. It was glitching. Okay, there we go. Wait, is that right, Eli, or someone else? I didn't know Board took over it. Gus, you said you had some clips. All right, what's this one? So that's the same centralized exchange listing. Yeah, we just watched that one. Oh, you clipped the entire. I'm even not going to watch the whole one. Okay, here we go. So this is abstract one. Cool.
Because we're working on one big giant monster update that's going to really change.
When
the experience, and then I think.
So I wonder if that's like a whole. Okay, let's. What do we think? Let's speculate. They're going to update that. Okay, there's 6 people working on Bitcoin. Okay, cool. Thanks for clarifying that. So there's what? The abstract chain is getting a massive update. Is that I would assume that's layout personally. I could be wrong. I'll add layout. Now, I know we spoke to Finn months ago about streaming. I think streaming will be improved in time, but that costs a lot of money. That costs a lot of money to run subs, to run like whatever it is. Yeah, I agree with Breeze. Yeah, big improvements to streaming. I mean, that would be. I like that. I do like that. I'd like to have like, for example, like okay, if you contrast this to like Kick or Twitch, where you like have like you can clip them like on my profile, like say for example here if I share my stream, like you could have like clips here, or I could click on my Greeny profile. It wouldn't take it to my wallet. It would take it to like previous live streams. It would take it to clips that maybe someone else has clipped or clips that I have put up. Like I like that they've introduced obviously descriptions and links in the descriptions and photos and stuff there, but this can go so much further. As someone that's streamed for a long time, abstract has big potential. It's just, I suppose for them, it's about how can they afford to do it? How can they afford to do it where it doesn't run their bankroll down? Which goes back to a point that Eli, Craig, and I spoke about maybe 3 weeks ago, is they probably need to raise some more capital. What do you think?
Like once you see that update come, you're probably gonna see like us, announce a fundraise. So another thing is like capital constraints. We haven't had tens of millions of dollars to open the marketing floodgates. I don't need that much, but having a huge treasure chest is something we've never had over at the Igloo or in either of our respective companies. And so I am fundraising for abstract. And so
literally, I said it before I even said it on the strip.
Being able to pull the fuel on the fire. So I think you're going to see those kind of
DMs are open. Happy to contribute.
Tangential in the sense that like you're going to see this huge monster portal update that's going to change how everyone looks at it. And then I think you're going to see alongside it, a huge fundraise. And then I think you're going to be, that's when I would put my mental clock of like, okay, it's about to go.
You're still early, chat. You're still early. And this will be all pre-TG as well, so that's exciting. Is that it? Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, cool. Okay. What do we think? That's pretty good. On the back of this news, memes are absolutely sending over an abstract. GG's, boys. GG's. And ladies. Not trying to be sexist here. Apple Pay is coming. Yeah, that's fair. That's a game changer. But, oh, dude. Okay. As a crypto native person, that's so dangerous. It's so dangerous. Having it linked directly to your bank account is so dangerous. Ah, oh, man. Dark mode. I know. Wait, is Deepangu pumping off the news today? Let's have a look. Eli will be a happy man. Deepangu up 35%. Interesting. Yeah, they mentioned they'll raise another round. Yeah, I agree. I think that's a smart decision. I wonder if I actually, yeah, Eli, someone clipped us and we put it up and we said we could do that. I doubt he's going to come to us. Like, man's one of the most well-connected people in crypto. So he's leaning towards comparing it to Steam plus stake strat with Kick, which I thought was interesting. Okay. Yeah, okay. As in stake the platform, yeah. Like a TikTok shop rather than Twitch and Kick. For streaming specifically, what does TikTok shop even look like? Is that, I don't know. I'm finally creating content on TikTok and Instagram again. It's been so long. What's TikTok shop? Dude, TikTok is so hard to do well on. Oh my God, tapping. Oh, hold on. They clipped me. They clipped me. How do I add this to my, dude, I'm such a bot on here. How do I add this to my channel? Can I? No. So this is the potty I was on. I wonder. Oh no, this is just the general one. I plugged abstract so hard, guys. So I'm putting in work for your bag. So you better appreciate that. So I appreciate any tips actually. And a lot of people still think there's an altcoin season coming, and I don't see it. Everyone's so rotational. Liquidity is so focused on NFTs, memes, all these different chains. So it's so spread. There's no attention focus like it was in 2021 on Ethereum, on NFTs, right? Yep. There might be a little rally like we've seen more recently, but not as... Do you think there's going to be an altcoin season? Chat? Sustained rally. Like the institutional wealth demand for BTC and Ethereum and these assets, it's too much. Like if you have like $10 million, you're not trying to chase 100x meme coin, right? You just want to get more than what the stock market gives you. You just want to get an annual return that outpaces any other asset in the world, right? So people need to think about it from that sort of mindset as well, because money rules the world. We as traders only have a very tiny percentage of it, whereas these big capital institutions, they have the most of it. So you need to think about, okay, well, what are they going to do? Oh, good clip. I kind of agree with that. I mean, I agree with myself. It's so weird watching yourself back on stream. How do I add this to myself? Is that sharing to? Repost. Repost? Dude, I'm such a TikTok noob. Repost? Did that work? That didn't work. Oh, wait. Oh, it's only... Oh, dude. Okay, TikTok is up. Change a lot. Yeah, TikTok. See, these are Instagram videos as well. They don't do as what they do better on Instagram than they do on TikTok. So I need someone to like help me with TikTok. Okay, cool. Yeah, mate, the mustache, I got rid of it. But let's go back to meme coins and abstract. Oh, dude, you're just so early, man. You're so early. They got a live stream. Okay. Oh, that's why we're on TikTok in the first place. Here we go. Oh,
good name.
Oh my God,
good name.
Oh my God, I'm gonna get demonetized.
My brother.
Oh my
God.
God.
I appreciate you so much.
Dude, who are these people? Oh, so kind of like this vibe. Is that what you're saying? Interesting. That guy, Sebastian. Okay. But I mean, this is still the same sort of thing as like what you get on Twitch and Kick and stuff. It's like kind of like on the left side. But coins. Interesting. Yeah, okay. I can see. Yeah, all right. Interesting. All right. Anyways, let's talk abstract memes. Dude. Okay. Next leg seems to be coming. What the beautiful part is, which we discussed earlier, is just the lack of volume. So you're still so early. So Ratspa's gone absolutely crazy overnight. Let's have a look at it. We'll start at top. again, Abs is looking good here. Looks like he wants to break out higher, which is nice. But I just like no disrespect to people who hold Abs. I think it's like the mascot. It makes a lot of sense. I just personally think you can get better ROI as a trader from lower caps. Again, if you're in early, GGs. If you're in a little bit later, maybe you want to be a little bit more down the risk curve. Red Spirit number 2 for volume. That's hectic. That's like the first time I've seen Red Spirit number 2. That's cool. Yeah, look at this volume. That's good. That's a good spike in volume down the bottom. Has the Newt bounced back? Yeah, it's bounced up a little bit, which is good to see. Yeah, chat. Someone. This is why I disagree with Spencer's take. How can you not like look at the TA, bro? Look at it. Look where. Chat. Altcoin season is coming. Yeah, I mean there will be some altcoins that outperform. I do agree, but chat. This is where I disagree with Spencer. Where TA works. Literally. I didn't buy this because, of course, this happened again, probably in the middle of the night. But you can't argue with TA, chat. Price reflects everything. Price reflects everything. First clip for the talk with Spencer. Great. Shanti, I'll look at that after the stream. I think, have you tag GC Crypto? That way I see it. If you tag me, I don't see it because I have too many bloody notification things. Okay, new bounce really nicely. God's hitting new levels. Shout out to the boys, Aussie boys. Yeah, see, this is what I like, right? This is healthy price action, okay? Low, high, low, breakout, volume displacing, okay, going above previous levels where volume was. So that's a great breakout. As the breakout comes, take out the all-time high, bang, this is the next leg. The next leg's here. Okay, that's what I love to see. S&P, yeah, I bought a little bit more of this last night because it was consolidating. Now, this is an example of maybe a chart, not that I'm worried about, but like, see how this one hasn't had as much volume, okay? During the breakout, okay? We've had a big breakout here. We've rejected from the previous high, which, I mean, Pengu is currently like, Pengu's here. Pengu's about here on its little path back towards its all-time high, about there. So, like, rejected from an all-time high isn't over for a token. But what I want to see is new volume coming into S&P down here. Dude, who is building a bot that can track, like, holders and all this sort of stuff? On abstract, does Holder Scan have abstract meme? Probably not. Let me check. Copy and paste. No, doesn't have it. Damn. It'd be so, man. I need some data. Yeah, so I'm watching this. You want to either high low here, high low, next leg, bang. Good meme, this one. More risky play. Definitely a riskier play, this one. Greeny also rejected. This is a classic example of what I was just saying. Did set a higher high. Did set a high. And we're watching the higher low now. So if it's not, then it's in this kind of range here where it's going to do this. Now, you just wait. And I suppose here, this is, okay, literally, this is an educational course right now live on stream. Now, here's the breakout. Let me clean up these other lines for you so you can understand what I mean. Okay, here's the breakout. Okay, why didn't this continue higher? Because volume didn't support the move. All right. So even though I don't know if that hit the 382, I'd have to look at the lows. No, I front run the 382. Just front run the 382. But okay, swing high low. Okay, continuation off the 382 is very bullish. However, this broke out. No volume came in. If anything, more red volume, so more sellers sold on this pump. And volume hasn't displaced the trend. The trend is still down and to the right. Thus, that's why it is a fake out. Okay, there's TA 101 right there. Okay, again, I agree with Spencer. I have takes where you have a thesis where you trade in a fundamental standpoint, but I use technicals to understand exactly where to look for levels for entries and exits and those sorts of things. And I mean, it's very different, right? Like Spencer, as he said, like he trades very high volume tokens like the Libra, the Trump token, those sorts of things. And then he has long-term thesis with the NFT collections and stuff. So it's very different. Like I'm trading low cap meme coins on abstract chain. Very different to use TA, so you can get an advantage. But yeah, so what I want to see here is probably a higher low, okay, form, whether it's here or not. And then I want to see volume back that move to take this towards that 10 million range. Will Greeny be the third meme coin above 10 million? Or is Newt going to beat it back there and get to 10 million again? Is Poly still above it? So yeah, watching Greeny with a lot of interest as well. Yeah, Poly's still above 10 mil. Really nice breakout. Caught this breakout here. Caught this next consolidation phase here as well. There, and then it's been up only since then. Like, yeah, now. So again, retrospect, always good. But now watch that is probably the line in the sand to watch. Okay. If it does lose that support, okay, then likely you're probably looking from the low to the high at a bit of a retrace back towards fibs, which is kind of what Absa did way back, right? Like this is here, I'll show you as confluence for that. Exactly what Absa did, where it went higher. Okay. And then it's been grinding up below that sort of resistance, right? All right, we went up to Poly. What's Berry? So Berry obviously did their buyback or something. Is that right? Elo was talking to me about this on stream. So GG's to anyone in that collection. That looks really nice trade here. Unfortunately, again, same strength here again. High low off the 382. Dude, TA works. TA works. It's bloody 10 examples in the past 5 minutes of TA working. Looks good. I'm not really interested in that one specifically at this point in time. This is one I've just have no idea what's going on. So I don't really like price action here. I don't know. It just doesn't look as authentic. And I don't know the meme or anything like that. So GG's to anyone in that one. Cyclops, new all-time high overnight. Baby, let's go. Let's go. Love this. I did buy this. Massive shout out to Razuka and Co yesterday. I bought this, I think, maybe around the milli. I don't even know. Maybe it was a little bit lower. I don't know. Anyways, I think this is a good hold longer term. I mean, Dits woke up and did a GM post with Cyclops. Bullish. Don't know what Spark is. Yeah, I mean, if you see, okay, charts like this where there's massive wicks means there's a liquidity problem. Usually, and again, like I don't know, I'm more in the camp now. Okay, this is where I come back to where you trade differently. Is I'm more in the camp of buy the winners and just hold them. I'm kind of in that camp now. I'll still swing trade a few lower cap ones. There is one that I am looking at actually, which I will not put on stream because it's way too low cap. Okay, I'm just chilling in GTG. There we go. Yeah, I don't really like that chart. I mean, it could rally, so that's a good example. Let me just go back. Liquidity is an issue on this, but which has been a standard thing, like even on like other tokens as well, right? Liquidity has been an issue. So, but I mean, like this is a great example of a swing trade, right? Watch the 786 fib. Let's go to 0. I mean, okay, 2 ways to draw your fib. 0, ultimately hold price action, or where it's come out after bonding. Either works. Up to you how you want to use it. I use wicks because wicks on low time frames, as long as it's like not mev botted, which on abstract I don't think we generally have mev bots because no one's really using bots. Yeah, see, price did go up here on the 5-minute candle, so that's why I use wicks on higher time frames, because naturally, even on the hourly, we did get to that level. So that's how I draw my fibs. Okay. From the swing low to the swing high in this case, and then you're watching these levels. Okay, same again. Structure. Okay, declining volume. What you want to see is the low formed. Okay, then I would probably be on lower time frames. Again, this isn't just. I can already see that. Like if you've looked at a lot of charts, like it just is weird price action. It's weird candle structure, right? But naturally, okay, what you would want to see is kind of a high low form breakout and volume coming in here, and that supports it high, and that'll go back towards high. Okay, that's exactly how to trade it. Breakout like that. Bandit. Again, breakout from the lows. Okay, double bottom here formed at the 786. Often that's where I found a lot of meme coins. If they do find support and don't go to 0, they will bounce from this region. Okay, I've done this all cycle for 2 and a bit years. Again, not a lot of volume coming in. There's too much love for other memes. Big. Did he? Oh, dude. Yes, we broke out. I love it. I love it. Big double bottom here. So yeah, naturally we rejected from here. Big sell off into that wick. Bounce that support again here, which shows you that this is a clear ranging bottom. As I said on stream, you could literally go and watch a clip. I think I might have said it maybe 2 weeks ago. I said this is a bottom forming. Okay, this is a naturally bottom forming. So basically, a few things here. Oh my god. Okay, so you have a range here. Not even a range, but like let's say this is around a range here, right? Where we thought price action might might bottom. Okay. Then we obviously got, I think this was around the tweet where he didn't tweet or there was something going on and everyone was like, oh, no. So I think I bought this bottomed out range here and then I cut as immediately as it broke this range because that shows you that the low is not in. All right. In terms of price action. We then set multiple low consistently supports along the bottom here and set equal highs, I suppose, where liquidity is also needs to get back above. Okay. Over here. Okay. Over here. And now we're breaking through that. So what you would want to probably see is either just a straight bull post straight through this for big and new volume coming in. Same again. Okay. What you want to see is volume. See, volume is still hasn't displaced what's previously happened. Okay. Maybe slightly, but not a lot. Not a lot yet. Oh, I was going to get a phone call. But what we're seeing, hold on, I just got to answer this phone. Sorry, chat. Just organizing things for the house. So big double bottom here. Okay, so naturally what you can draw if this breakout is strong and volume comes in, you take the high, so the top of the range to the bottom of the range, and your extension target from this would be 6.2. So that's how you methodically trade, right? That's a 60% move from the bottom of the low. So that's naturally how a bottom forms. Now, does this go up here? Does it not get there? Of course, like that's trading, right? It's probabilities, but that's naturally how you trade a bottom. Now you want to see more volume come back in. I mean, if Eli's doing a big stream, I did see a couple thousand viewers on that stream too, so that naturally helps, right? With more people discussing it. So GG's. I like that. Oh wait, he bought. Yeah, no. So he'd be generating more. Okay, right? Like so. Yeah, no. So it's back to what's price? Is it back at $1 yet? Nah, it's still only 50 cents. Yeah, crazy. This thing was nuts, man. I remember when it came out, I was like making a ridiculous amount of money per day. It was stupid. But obviously that didn't last. Big pump and dump. Big bump and dump. Look at that. Oh my God. Oh my God. Crazy. Cool. All right. So that's big. Hold on. I'm checking chat. Sorry. Where's my commission? I mean, Razuga, I'll give you a commission when S&P gives me commission for the video that they used. Okay. So yeah, exactly. There's no Mev bots on Abstract. So exactly. As I said, any thoughts about what token will be on a centralized exchange? Well, yeah, I actually do. When you think about centralized exchanges, the biggest thing, okay, so things to think about is liquidity. Okay, so Bitcoin, for example, which is at 4.5 million, only has 175K of liquidity, so that's quite low. When you think about, I've traded a lot of memes on centralized exchanges. Traditionally, when they get listed, it's usually 20 million ish is the lowest they're willing to accept. Because there's just not enough liquidity to trade. So naturally, that means that only Abster would qualify at this point of time. So that's why I think, I don't know, how is Luca going to drive liquidity? How is he going to drive maybe market makers? Maybe that's a conversation they have to drive liquidity to the platform, to increase it, to therefore allow centralized exchanges to be more confident and comfortable adding more of these low cap meme coins, because you can't, you can't even God at 4 million, Gunner at 6 million. Like, you just can't have that on a centralized exchange. Like, you literally can't. Like, it's not, liquidity is an issue, right? Bandit, unfortunately just never created a community. I agree. Anyone know how to lip read? I mean, it was just a call with a plumber, if you really want to know, Rizuka. It was just a call with a plumber. I mean, I still have my Bitcoin. You know what? Let's go see how much I have. I haven't even looked at this in ages, man. Okay, let's have a look. Oh my God, it's got my PFP on here now. You are mining. I'm mining 1 Bitcoin a day. Let's go. So I'm earning about $1 a day. I have 40. Oh, so I have about $47 there. Oh, no. It's half. So it's about 0.53. So about $25. Let's go. Badges. What do you mean no badges? What do you mean no badges? Asbestos dust everywhere. How much does it cost to upgrade stuff? 296 big. Maybe I'll just wait for that. But there's, yeah. Oh, so does it? No, it just gives you more power. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna do this. There you go, chat. Okay. Let's have a look. Let's look at some other ones. Phase 2. Okay, what's your alpha, Gus? Lucas was speaking of Absa. Yeah. That's the only. Hold on, what? Check Aberine Finance. Is that on Twitter? Aberine Finance. Did I? Let's see. Okay, so Coffee follows them. You follow them. Allison, mate. Allison, you're so plugged in, man. Tig, Scarly, Zaddy. Zaddy's so plugged in. The liquidity layer of Abstract. What did I say? I literally been tweeting about this for the past 3 weeks, guys. I said we need to have a liquidity thing, a liquidity injection. Built to power seamless swaps. Gus, you're gonna hate this. I looked at your wallet and I saw that you put liquidity into Abstar, and I know how much you hold. Can I ask, if you're happy to disclose, how much are you generating with the amount that you're putting into that liquidity pool? And I know people like, oh, Greeny, you snoop on wallets. Well, yeah, bro. Like, I'm genuinely curious. I like to trade, and I like to see who's doing good things and who's doing bad things. Hence my tweet yesterday, and hence Eli's tweet last night as well. Native DeFi growth. I like that. I mean, there's no website or anything there. Is there like a clip about him speaking about this? Yeah, no, I agree. Absa will have to lead. I mean, Absa has to lead the way, which maybe that means I buy back some Absa from just a pure, like, just hold in case, because maybe the liquidity injection is good. But naturally, right, if there's more liquidity going to Absa, that brings more eyes to the table, which then which then brings people to the ecosystem in general, right? So it's not just going to be, it'll reward Absa specifically, but then it'll also reward the ecosystem. So you put 10K, 20K into Absa LP at 400K market cap. So way back. So did you not put some more in recently though, or not? Currently, that's worth 125. But is that part of your bag, or is that separate to your bag? And you make about 1K a week on average. How much volume does Absa do in a week? Can I work that out? I don't think I can. I mean, we can make an average. So Absa has 224K volume a day. Let's say that fluctuates between 225 and 400K. So let's say 300K times 7, which means it only currently has $2.1 million a week. So by holding the amount that you have in there, you're getting what? Like a decent percentage of the liquidity? See, but are you losing out on XP by having it in an NLP? So you earn 0.0004% of the liquidity. And are you a top? I can't remember. I did look at the Absa whales, but I can't remember. Yeah, exactly. I agree. Yeah, 100% new people always want the cheaper coins. It's a natural right. Tess, SMP. Yeah, it actually consolidated last night, so I bought another bag and it broke out overnight. Well, Jigs asked, any way to front run the Aberine Finance? Well, yeah, probably just buy the memes, right? Like buy the meme coins. Yeah. My LP is separate to my bag, and I haven't added more LP. I just change pools and change ranges. How many pools are there? Can I look at this? Or can I only look at it once I hold a position of... I haven't looked at the LP pools for a while, actually. Okay, hold on. Let me just go back to Abstract. Let's go to Abstract. Let's look at the reservoir. And let's look at the... No, I want Discover. I want Trading. I want... Dude, it's not even listed high, man. Is there? Do you just do it on Reservoir, or do you do it on? Is there another LP that I'm missing? There are 3 main pools for Abstar. Check Dex, Screener. Just type in Abstar. Oh, okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, I wasn't sure if you could look at it on. Can I look on here? No, these are just. I think this is only if I have a pool, right? It should. No, surely the pools are on here. Is there? Oh no, yeah. Hold on, I got to change the abstract. There we go. Okay, it's loading. So fees. So okay, here we go. This is good insight. So fees 12K a day, down 17% because volume has gone down about 20%. So that makes sense. Okay, so Dex Screen is better. All right, I'll have a look. So if I type in Abstar, you'll see the different pools. Hold on, I'll just keep an eye. I'll wait for this to load. Hopefully that loads. Because honestly, and Eli and I spoke about this too. Like when you hold more, and I know there's a bit like we're in that chat right with some huge whales. Like I don't want to disclose all the top holders of tokens, but basically like I know there's people like okay, Reborn. He's very prominent, so it's not like I'm saying anything. People like him, even like Nathan. Shout out to Nathan NFTs. People like those guys who have like hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions in tokens. Like, how are they going to scale out? It's going to be an LP pool. Or if they're not a dickhead about it and they just dump the chart, how are they going to scale out? It has to be an LP pool. So what we have V2. So liquidity is 930, volume 224. Oh, so that's the Moonshot V2 pool. Okay. Then you have the V3 pool on the USDC pair. Wait, so what do you pegged yours against? Gus, is yours the WETH pool or the USDC pool? See, okay, I'm mad, man, because I lost $3,000 with the USDT transfer way back on the chain. They never gave me my money back or anything like that, which I'm furious about. But yeah, 19K, 43K, 60K. So you'd have to be. You'd assume the better pool to be in is the one with more volume, right? The OG pool on Moonshot, which is your V2 pool. You'd have to assume. But okay, so you have the WETH pool. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Makes sense. You know what? I should put just one side LP WETH, but that's only if Absa goes down. Which it might break from higher from here. Oh, I don't know what to do. Okay, finally it loads. Okay. So TVL only at 10 milli. That's interesting. I think that's a bit out, but TVL. So yeah, I mean, like if you're so the Pengu pair has the best. Abster has 900K. Isn't that nuts? The top meme coin only has 900K in its pool. Even Poly 215. Didn't Guna have a big increase? What the hell is this? Frost, like what the hell is Frost? Okay, here we go. Here's the pools. So Pengu WETH. Thought someone was here. WGG. Dude, I didn't even know that was on the platform. Newt has a larger pool than Abstar. That's fascinating. Oh, maybe because there's only one pool potential on Newt. Transactions. Interesting. Who's removing liquidity from the pool? I wanted to put liquidity into the hero pool, but it was just so, because it was such a low cap, there was only like 30K in it. I was way too risky. So I didn't do it. That would have been a move. This was like a couple months ago. What is ab season, man? Small? Oh my god. Dude, what? Dude, who's putting money into these things? Why would you have 164K invested for 22K of volume a day? That literally makes no sense. Oh, the Rect's higher than, say, Guna. I swear Guna had more than this. Yeah, here we go. Only 40K in that one pool, in the WETH pool. Man, this is fascinating. It is fascinating looking at the DeFi. The DeFi of it all. Okay, so V2 pool is worse because fees are 0.3. My pool is 1% on the V3 pool. Yeah, good pay. Yeah, you do have to look at that sort of stuff. and V3 can have one side of V2. Oh, so yeah, maybe that's why I got so confused. Because when I was on Reservoir, I couldn't work out. Dude, I can't believe I got out of the. Hold on. Because when I couldn't work out that there was. Yeah, okay. So can I just like. Can I only put up, say, if I want to get into Abstar, but it obviously that the one-sided pool, it has to go down for me to DCA in, I would assume. Yeah, that's the Weath one. Oh, dude, why is it putting it on? I literally click on it from Abstract. Put it on Abstract, please. Thanks. Yeah. I need someone to help me a little bit with the potential. Or maybe I just buy it. I don't know. Yeah, big pull to the upside. Oh, not even. Interesting. Interesting. V3 has a lot of volume, but it has the 1%. Yeah. Small is the AI agent. Ah, okay. I see. What do you think? Yeah. See, it's better to be one side liquidity as the token's going down rather than like now. Interesting. Okay, well, look, I've said this for a while. New people coming to the chain are going to buy the lower cap memes. That's just naturally what happens, right? That's why everyone's in the Solana trenches, because they think they can become a millionaire, which is just not the case. This though well, I mean, this is going to 50. It's pretty obvious, but does this reach 100 million? I would look. I'd argue yes. I know Gus thinks it's going to hit multiple billions. I don't think it gets there personally, Legend. Just from a market cap POV. I wish it. I hope it does. Can be tokens you already have. Yeah. Theoretically, you can just buy tokens and put one-sided absent tokens in the pool. You can do this for other tokens too. It doesn't have to be. Yeah. You can do it on the other ones. Can be tokens you already have. Nah. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, maybe I just have to buy. Yeah. Damn, bro. Okay, I'll have a think about it. Is it okay? Coming back to the conversation before though, if you're providing liquidity right now on Abstract, I'm fairly Yeah, I know you're being delusional, but I'm fairly like correct me if I'm wrong, but if you're putting liquidity up in a pool on Abstract right now, you aren't really being rewarded for XP compared to people who are holding compared to Eli, who has all of his money in the wallet, or me, who has all the money in the wallet, right? I earn more XP that way. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, no, I generally, I've said it for a while. I said this when Absa was way down here. I said Absa is a 50 million to 100 million token. Yeah, so they need to incentivize. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, I agree. In your case, where you have X amount because you're so early with Abstar, you can get away by doing both. You can provide liquidity to earn some fees, but also you can I would assume it's 6 figs, right? I would assume the cutoff for the XP of the said token would be around that. So once you have that in there, maybe you can separate it across the pool, earn the fees, but also still maintaining good XP. So it's interesting. I think I hit platinum this week too, by the way. I'm so excited. It's been a long journey, boys. Been a long journey. 95, best week ever. But that's because I've been holding the memes. I think that was a smart move by the team to do that. Yeah, big moves. So that's what you want to be. You want to see a chart going up like that. 37 to 95 in the past 4 weeks. So I like that. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, cool. So I should, in theory, if I get what I got last week, I'll be platinum next week. Which, okay, let's speculate now. Let's speculate on that side of it all. It has been a 6-month journey. You are right, Breeze. You are right. Let's talk about that. Let's speculate. Say Abstract raises more money. One would have to argue, what did Pengu come out at in terms of market cap? Let me pull it up. What market cap does Pengu come out at? Why do I not have Pengu? Dude, I have all my bloody low cap memes. Not the Solana Pengu chart. Okay, so Pengu came out the gate hot at what? 2 billion. So FDV would have been a bit higher, but we'll say it was around 2. You had time above 1.6 billion for Yeah, for ages, for about a month. Yeah, for about a month. Okay. So where do we think, like, what do we think about? Okay, yeah, no, okay. So the questions I want to ask, I'm sorry, just catching up with chat. Questions I want to ask, where do we think Abstract TG comes out at with a fair evaluation? And we speculated on this a few episodes ago as well. But also, yeah, Anton, go to bed, bro. It's probably like, what time is it there, man? It's probably like 2 a.m. your time or 1 a.m. And I will get to your DM. I'm sorry. I got so many DMs. Anton, I will get to your DM. Where do you think Abstract TG comes out? Obviously, they raise more money. You would have to assume that it comes out hotter, right? As a L2, the fees. I don't even know. Can we track how much fees they've earned? Are there June analytic boards that have this sort of data or not? I haven't been onto my June analytical one for a while. So TVL says 50 mil. TBS 202, which is down actually from when I looked at it. But again, this could be slightly different because we were on that other one yesterday. Hold on, let me find that. We were on this one yesterday, which said Abstract has 265. So again, okay, so it's between 265 and 200, let's say. Distinct addresses approaching 3 milli, which again, this one says, I think there was more. Can I look at Abstract directly? Oh, I can. Let's go. Does this give me... See, when was this massive increase? July 8th. So a month ago. I generally think that's when Finn said, put your Pengu on Abstract. Get it off Solana, put it on Abstract. Externally bridged 100 mil. What the hell is UOPT? Dude, I don't know this shit. What the hell is UOPT? Blobs. That was probably the Red Bull Mint. Cost of what? The total cost for the selected time period that the project paid to it. So they paid 320 grand to Ethereum. I just want fees. Oh my God, this is holy, bro. This is a website. Dude, I'm on number 3 out of 17. Jesus. It's 2 a.m. Yeah, bro. Go to bed, man. Yeah, go to bed. Yeah, you would agree. Yeah, if they do turn marketing off, they raise more capital, it should come out. It should come out. Okay, they have 2 million fees. Sachi, where are you getting that from? Yeah, well, no, I like that question from 0x4f. You should change your name. Question is, will ETH remain the gas token? I don't think it will. I think Abstract token will be the gas token. Could be wrong. Finn's rumored at it. I kind of agree with that. Yeah, TG is definitely Q4/December. Total wallets versus total on-chain wallets with one transaction. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree. Like, if you look at active wallets, can we track that on this? Does this have active wallets or not? Liveliness. Let's have a look at this. Dude, what the hell is this? This is some proper dev shit that I have no idea. I just look at charts, guys. I just look at charts. Oh my God. What is this? A contract receives a malicious. Dude, I don't even know what I'm looking at here. Dude, this is some hectic stuff. Just give me some data. I just want data. Oh my God. Oh my, dude. There's some smart people out there. Way smarter than me. Okay, this doesn't really give me what I want. Smart contracts down the very bottom? No. This is just very DeFi. Very DeFi. Okay. Social? Oh no, that's all the socials. Okay, let's go back to June. Yeah, we made a 3.5x on Boss. Let's go. I was on stream as well. Hey, on stream. Yeah, they kind of already said abs will be token, I guess. I've figured that for a while. Distinct address. So is this new addresses? I would assume. Or distinctive means active users. Yeah, I would actually, you know what? No, I don't know. Is distinct, like, is that, so 58K a day? I would actually, yeah, I'm going to go with that. which means the amount of people that actively go on the platform per day. Am I right? Would we say? Good site. Yeah. I mean, yeah. There's a lot of good sites out there. Transactions are pretty steady. Like this is usually about the lull that we hit. Hit the lull in April, hit the lull in June. Where we've been holding up pretty consistently. Oh, here we go. Transaction fees. No, wait. Oh, that's the fee of a transaction. Dude, it's going up. That's not good. That's without slippage as well. Here we go. Fees. Oh, no, wait. Oh, no, yeah, this is fees. Dude, death.fund 12.7. That's nuts, bro. That's nuts. Dude, these are kind of cool looking charts. Death.fund transactions. Dude, you guys are gamblers, man. You guys are so gamblers. I made 0.6 profit. I walked away. I was like, I'm never touching that thing again. Now, this is where you can actually track your wallet in terms of abstract address ranking. I mean, traditionally, August is slower. Let me track my wallet. Let's see where I'm sitting. Loading. Still loading. Still loading. Here we go. There we go. Let's see where I'm at. 98, baby. Let's go. Top 100. Dude, I've clicked some buttons. I've really tried to slow down actually more recently. Wallet age, 189. What's that? 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 6 months, 8 months. 8 months. Wait, is that right? 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180. 6 months. So February, pretty much like when it kicked off. So 98, baby, 98. Very interesting. Cool. All right, well, I mean, that's been a good stream. We went overtime a little bit. Massive shout out to Spencer. Breeze has clipped a few of those already, plus some other people I'm sure have. Go follow our page, guys. Go follow our page. That's where you can catch all our streams, all of our clips. Wait. Oh, yeah, no. That's the live stream. I was like, I'm so confused. I was like, that's the live stream. Yeah, we literally cooked. Heads up. Massive shout out to him for his clips recently. We literally cooked on this boss trade yesterday, 3.5x. Yeah, come give us a follow, guys. You can catch all our replays there as well. Well, yeah, if you historically look at August to September, it's very bearish for crypto in general, right? Like, I'll pull that bad boy up. It's very historically bearish. Let's have a look. Quarterly returns, 6%. 6% historically for Ethereum in quarter 3, which, I mean, it's outperforming. Actually, yeah, that's the biggest Q3 since 2020. That's nuts. And then BTC is 6% as well. So medium 0.5, 0.8. Oh, 8% is pretty high. Yeah, dude. Q4, baby. Which would kind of front run a bit, right? Even Ethereum's not. Ethereum's Q1. So again, are we going to conform to what history is showing us, where Q4 is great for crypto, but Q1 next year is when alts, memes, NFTs absolutely go crazy? Am I out to lunch? So September, historically, negative 3.7, and August is only 1.7 returns. That is the third worst month behind June, which is 0.14. But even then, we've literally just had a positive June. If you do take a look at bull market years, July, August are bullish. 2017, July, August. 2013, July, August. Bull market years, September, bearish. Bull market year, September, bearish. I'm traveling in September and October. Please be bearish. Gives me more time to enjoy my holiday. And then, yeah, we go crazy in October usually. Literally. So that's a bear market year, 2018. Bear market year. Even in the bear market year of when was it? Yeah, we started positive return in 2022. That's nuts. So yeah, you'd assume October is quite bullish into a very bullish November. But even then, let's have a look at November. Yeah, bearish years. Bullish, interesting. This is when we wicked high and then closed below in 21. Dude, this season here was when I was watching Alex Becker videos on YouTube and watching him pump and dump low cap altcoins on Binance Smart Chain. What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. Trying to do them on MetaMask on my phone. Oh, dude. Take me back. Take me back to those times. Take me back to those times. Thanks, Alison. Appreciate you. Yeah, guys. All right. Massive shout out to everyone who's tuned in. Thanks for all the tips. Very good stream with Spencer. If you want to watch it back, go to either GC Crypto TV on Twitter. Okay, here it is, GC Crypto TV. Go follow us there. Or you can come to the YouTube channels of Craig and I. And if you go under the live post, so up here, go to the live post. Okay, it'll be here as well. And all of our past streams are there as well. So YouTube, that's Greeny Trades or Craig's Coin Purse. But yeah, I dropped some more videos. I'm dropping some more Abstract themed videos moving forward. But yeah, I've been back on the hunt of content, so I've been enjoying it again. But yeah, dropped this one yesterday about Abstract specifically. So if you're new to it, if you want to look at it, go check that one out. And then I have released about the meme coins, like how to trade them over here. How to trade 100x meme coins. Go over there and have a look at that. That's the one that is a tutorial about how to get started on Abstract, guys. So it's on the channel. But yeah, appreciate all the love, appreciate all the support, appreciate all the tips, appreciate all the clips. It's Friday, baby. I got to go do a few jobs though now. I'm a busy man for IRL today. But yeah, very much appreciate you guys tuning in. Thanks to Spencer for jumping on the show. I wish it would have been a longer convo, but hey, he's a busy man. So it's an absolute privilege to talk to people like that. Big week next week. We should have someone from Australia next week. Very prominent name in Australia crypto, which is cool. Hopefully we get Mando on the show as well in the coming weeks as well. Again, he's on a different time zone, so it's a little bit more tricky. But yeah, big week, guys. Shout out to OKX, our partner, our sponsor. We have our IRL event in 3.5 weeks. Yeah, 3.5 weeks in Brisbane. So if you're keen to come and catch up with us, plus a bunch of other people, we'll do a little bit of a live sort of Q&A probably. We'll look at a couple charts. It'll be a bit tricky with the setup, but we'll probably do more of a Q&A in Brizzy. Dude, my camera hasn't even gone off today. That's nuts. Dude, that's a 2 out. Let's go camera. I'm still waiting for the new battery to come actually. Dude, shout out to the camera for sorting me out today. Yeah, guys, I'll plug GTG, guys. If you want to come join one of the most active, supportive trading communities worldwide, GTG is literally the place for you. We trade everything. We have some of the best people worldwide. I learn shit in there every day. And there's a bunch of people like Rizuka and Co. Who's been in there for a long time as well, Anton and whatnot. So you can check that out. It's in the description. Ben from YouTube as well. He just joined. So great to see another Bodogo friend in there as well, and a few other people as well. So no, GTG, fantastic community, and we help you become a better trader. Outside that, as I said, go follow GC Crypto to catch up with all our streams, all our trades. We'll have exclusive giveaways to everyone as well. Yeah, we need to join. You're right, Sachi. Sachi, I want you and GTG. You know what, Sachi? Because you've changed, hit me up. I'll give you a little discount. How about that? Give you a little discount. Hey, I don't do that very often. Gion as well is getting a discount. Gion's doing a discount as well. There's the link. Join us, guys. Join us. But yeah, massive shout out to Craig. Obviously, he felt a bit unwell today, which is unfortunate. Massive shout out to Eli joining us early this week for multiple streams as well. Shout out to Spencer for joining us as well. And obviously, a big plug to our sponsors and our partners, OKX Australia. Huge honor to partner with these guys. Very safe exchange. You can trade on there internationally, trade spot. They have some really cool features, which we'll bring to light in the coming months as well. But yeah, if you're keen to trade simple spot and get onto that platform in a way that allows you to onboard and offboard pretty easily, whichever country you're based in, check it out. There's a link down below to sign up. If you have any questions, we're more than happy to help you out in the comment section or GTG in my DMs, whatever it is, you can check us out and I'll help you out with OKX. But yeah, massive shout out to them to also partner up for our IRL event in a few weeks' time. That's super exciting. Thanks to everyone who stayed up late. Anton, mate, it's 2:30 in the morning for you, or 2:10 in the morning, mate. Thanks. Appreciate you for staying up. Very nice, very nice. And I'll shout out you very shortly with the new banner that you've created me. Very much appreciate that. Chat, appreciate all the love, appreciate all the tips. And guys, enjoy your weekends. Hey, crypto's bullish. We got 2.5K in the house. Let's go. Hold on, let me screenshot that. Let's go. 2.5K in the house. It's a big stream. Appreciate Spencer for retweeting that stream as well. And guys, have a lovely weekend. Don't forget to live life. Step away from the computer. People who overtrade get absolutely wrecked. Majors are still choppy. We had a really nice pump today, which is great to see. But stay patient in the markets, and you'll win over time. Cool. All right, guys. Thanks for chilling with me. Appreciate this. It's nice to do my own stream for a while. I might have to run these back. Just it's good to be back chatting with chat. All right, guys. Love you all. See you next week. See you Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard, live every day. Enjoy your weekends.